How's it going? Once again, beyond the benches, everybody. It's your man JT coming at you with a pretty interesting video we've been waiting for a while, and it appears last night like we finally got the answer. 8 head coaching spots opened up, including your Miami Dolphins, as well as many other teams, and those positions started to fill up. You saw Bruce Arians go to Tampa, Matt LaFleur to the Packers, the Browns stayed pack, the Bengals and Cardinals are hiring young, kind of Sean McVay wannabes. Not that they won't work, but that's basically what they're doing. Um, so you were waiting now. The Bengals and the Dolphins, only ones to officially not make a hire, but it does appear like the Dolphins have found their guy. All the reports came out from everybody, Jeff Darlington, Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport, all of them, that Brian Flores, the current linebackers coach for the New England Patriots, will be the Miami Dolphins' next head coach, which is actually something I predicted about 2 weeks ago in a tweet for a few reasons that I'll get to in just a second. And, my initial reaction was kind of half and half and just okay. Honestly, that's just my reaction was kind of okay. Excited because it appears like the head coaching search will finally be over and the Dolphins can start making staffing decisions and rebuild decisions and get this in the direction that they need to, and they need the guy at the helm to do that. It does seem like they have a pretty good leader and a guy with a good head on the shoulders, which is important. Excited for some of the coordinators it sounds like he could be bringing. Excited because it is a currently defensive minded head coach, at least, which is something I wanted and can bring a change to the defensive scheme. Some of the things that are definitely very concerning and why, Brian Flores wasn't my top choice. One, coming from the Bill Belichick tree, it doesn't have a lot of success. You could point to, perhaps Eric Mangini a little bit, but more failures and success there, and then maybe Bill O'Brien, who has gone to the playoffs a few times now with the Houston Texans, and those would probably be like the best case scenarios. There's obviously a lot worse out there. So that's concerning. Only 1 year of defensive play calling responsibilities. And I understand, some of the defense for that given is, well, the Dolphins weren't looking for an offensive guru or a defensive guru, but somebody that would be a good head coach, a good, leader of men. And that's fair to an extent, but at the same time, your performance as an offensive or defensive coach has always led to your qualifications to becoming a head coach. So going against the grain a little bit of that, you can justify it by saying, well, we're not really worried about his play calling, but that's a big part. The ability to develop schemes and call plays, that's about at least 30-40% of coaching minimum, if not, a 50-50 split. So that's concerning to me. Of course, the struggles with Patriot coaches, and the fact that he's 37, really kind of a little bit underqualified for this job. Now, some of the pros, and probably the biggest thing that I liked is, one, this definitely appears to be Chris Greer's hire. The two of them have a connection going back. They both were scouts for the New England Patriots way back in the day. They've hung out at off-season meetings and stuff like that. So it appears Stephen Ross has finally gotten out of the head coaching, search and let his guy do his thing. He really is giving Chris Greer power. So I like that. I do like that. I also like that Brian Flores has been around. He started off as a scout. Then he was a special teams assistant. Then he was the offensive assistant coach. Now he's, calling plays on defense. So he's been around. He's done a lot of different things. And I think that's promising and maybe a little bit of the reason why he may have more success than, past Patriot coaches, because it does appear like the Patriots do trust him with a lot of different responsibilities. Again, getting back to some of the negatives, lack of experience, he's not really there. The one good thing is, if the Dolphins are going to take a year or two to do this rebuild, at least, it's somebody who can learn on the job while the Dolphins are most likely struggling anyway. So that's kind of just looking at it from a pros and cons perspective, but it doesn't get me excited. And to be fair, I'm not going to pretend like I know it all either. I've wanted things for the Dolphins, or I've wanted guys, and then I see them go to Miami or go somewhere else and they're successful, and I've seen plenty of times where they're epic failures. I think last time when we were looking for a head coach in 2015, 2016, the two guys I had in mind were Hugh Jackson and Adam Gase. And Adam Gase, did do some nice things for the Dolphins, but ultimately not enough to save his job. And Hugh Jackson was a complete failure with the Browns. So, some of us Dolphin fans may not be excited, or jumping for joy that we hired Brian Flores as our next head coach, but stop and think, how many times have you been wrong about just football in general? Probably about 50% of the time. That's just how it usually works, especially for people who aren't in the business, or don't have some kind of expertise. So, I'm more than willing to give Brian Flores a chance and give him the fair shot. I wish him nothing but the absolute best of luck. Good luck this Sunday in your playoff game. I mean, I'm not going to root for the Patriots. Sorry, that's not going to happen. But I'll wish you luck. And can't wait to see you, can't wait to see you as the Dolphins head coach. And hopefully he brings in some good guys. I'll talk more about, once he's officially hired and once he brings in coordinators, I'll get a little bit deeper as far as schemes and what I want to see from Brian Flores and, what I want to hope out of this head coaching hire. But for right now, I just wanted to kind of bring you guys the news, give you my initial reaction to Brian Flores being hired as our head coach, and wish you guys a good weekend. Peace.